2, 3.
When I was younger, I was listening to John P. Key. I was listening to Kirk Franklin. I was listening to Fred Hammond. Those were my favorite when I was young. When I was younger, I started writing songs, honestly, when I was probably like 8. They were the worst songs ever, but I was getting some good practice in. I don't know what I was talking about at that age, probably just life and my best understanding of God. But I wanted to be like those who I listened to so bad that I was just mimicking what I heard. When I was younger, my favorite thing to sing, actually my first solo that I can remember in church was Little Drummer Boy. And I didn't do really good on that either. But I'm trying to remember any of the song. Come, they told me, ba-rum-ba-bum-bum. That's all I remember. When I was younger, I wanted to be a gospel singer when I got older. It's all I ever wanted to do. I really didn't have a plan B, so I was too short for my NBA dream, so music it is. When I was younger, my favorite part about church, believe it or not, was the music. I just wanted to hear good music, and I loved watching the musicians and them get into what they were doing. When I was younger, my interpretation of God was a big being who was full of love and compassion. And after being pronounced dead when I was 4, I kind of had a sneak peek of who he is, and not really being able to see him, but being able to hear him. And so I knew early on that he was a God of love. When I was younger, I would have probably defined love as something that was conditional, something that was based off of the behavior of others, something that people got who deserved it. And now I have a better understanding that love is actually, true love is without condition. It doesn't matter what someone does, that love should be consistent in spite of them. When I was younger, I think my goal for kids is around 3 or 4. I grew up in a house of 3, so I like that number. So I think 3 or 4 max. And now I have 3 and I'm done. When I was younger, I never wanted to let go of a toy I had. I named him, his name was Termite. He's a gorilla I bought from my mom for Mother's Day when I was around 10. She rejected him because of his look. She said his eyes were scary. And I took him and raised him as my own. And he still lives with me today. He lives in my studio. His name is Termite. What's up, Termite, if you're watching? When I was younger, my favorite TV show to watch was the brilliant Will Smith on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's my favorite actor, and that was definitely my favorite TV show growing up. When I was younger, I kept getting in trouble over my volume. My mother said I was a little too loud, and a teacher said I was too loud, and I didn't pay attention very well. I just think I was creative. When I was younger, my favorite subject in school was math. I loved math, and which makes sense now that I do music, because music is probably a relative of math, trying to understand beats per measure and all of that fun stuff. But I love math growing up. When I was younger, my favorite food to eat, oh man, probably my mom's macaroni and cheese. That is one cooking lady. Really anything that you cook. I love her dressing as well. So those are my 2 favorites. When I was younger, I was most inspired by John P. Key. I know I keep saying that name a lot, but he was my hero growing up, and I studied him all of my life, and so he was my all-time favorite. When I was younger, the greatest lesson I learned was to tell the truth. I was a pretty honest person. Around 1996, I was 12. I lied a lot that year. I just kept getting in trouble, kept getting in detention, and I remember that year from lying a whole lot. And so I learned from there, it's just better just to tell the truth. I would tell my younger self to slow down. Pace is a proof of trust. And I would tell myself, man, it's going to happen. Just chill out. Don't jump out too early. Don't get yourself in trouble. Just slow down. God's plan is way better than whatever you could try to manipulate or fast forward in your life. Just chill and slow down.